This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Farming Simulator 22 Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Envira Farm. But before that, this video is brought to you by Farm Inc. and Metallic Fox. Thank you for being farm barons. So the Envira Farm map can be found at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game downloadable content menu. And as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for PC players. Let me read you some of the description. Envira Farm is a small map for small farmers. It has smooth relief, and the map is based on a region of Brazil, in fact, the Amazon city of Envira. This map has 26 purchasable farm lands, and in new farm mode, you will start out with a farm and a single field. In addition to that, this map does have an open chicken pasture as well as cow pasture. You can get water from the small pond that is next to the cows. There is a gas station in the city, as well as several factories around town and several areas for you to sell items. This map does include 2 new crops in black bean and millet, and collectibles are scattered around the map. Now, in addition to the mods we are going to be using when we take a look at maps, there's additional field info, additional game settings, field lease, field calculator, and precision farming. This map also has several required mods. Those required mods include Brazilian Fences Pack, Brazilian Sheds, Farm Entrance, Farmhouse Agropolis. We have Medium Brazilian Shed, Old Shed with Workshop Trigger, and Silo Shed Agronopolis. I will tell you, if you load this map up in farm manager mode or start from scratch, you will find everything is built out exactly how you see it here in new farmer mode. In addition, you do have all of your starting machinery in all play modes. The only exception is you do not own any land in those alternate play modes. So when we load up the map for the very first time, we do start here at our main farm, right in front of our farmhouse. Let's go ahead and take a look at the PDA itself. Now, this is a smaller sized map. If we zoom all the way out, we can kind of get a general idea of how big this map is compared to what would be a standard size map. This map does have all our standard crops, including millet and black bean. And if we take a look at our lands area, we start by owning farmland 12 as well as farmland 2. In addition, we do have the ability to buy farmland 1, which is all of the unbuyable land, and that is going to be able to be bought for $0. We do have an open cow pasture that's farmland 13 for $57,000. We have a small area here, $2,500 will buy you the silage bunker associated with farmland 13. We do have a structured forest up here in farmland 11, and then we have a viable biogas plant down here at farmland ID 19. The rest of these viable farmlands are associated with various productions or sell points. Taking a look at our farmland lease screen, this is going to show us all of the viable farmlands, how large those farmlands are, if those farmlands include any field or fields, what is included. Then lastly, how much is all that farmland going to cost us? Then we'll take a quick look at our field calculator screen. This is going to show us a listing of all of the fields on the map and how large they are. So we have fields ranging from our smallest, field 7.76 hectares, to our largest in field 1 at 5.99. Taking a look at our crop counter, we do have the standard base game crop counter available to us in FS22 with custom growth schedules for millet and black bean. And taking a look down through our prices screen, we do indeed have the ability to sell all of our base game crops that are available to us once again in FS22. Additionally, we have the ability to sell our eggs, wool, and milk, as well as silage, hay, straw, and grass. Taking a look down through our base game production items, we once again do indeed have the ability to sell all of our base game production items, which is always a plus. We also have the ability to buy bulk lime, as well as the ability to sell our stones at the debris crusher. We do have sell points for millet and black bean as well. Then as we take a look down through our platinum expansion production items, we do not have the ability to sell any of the platinum expansion production items. So if you do want to get into that, you need to put down your own sell points. And those playing with separated manure, well, you do have the ability to sell that at Envira Animals. Taking a look at our starting fleet, we start out with a decent listing of starting equipment, given the fact that we start with 1 single field. All that equipment is owned, none of it is leased, and is all brand new. We do have 2 animal pastures on the map. We have a chicken pasture and cow barn, but we do not have any actual animals in those at the start. We do have contracts available on this map. We do not own any production chains at the start, and we do have 20 collectibles. Let's take a look at our starting fleet. We start out with the Fendt Fabric 515 and the Buer 6105 small tractor. We have the MAN TGS 18500 4x4 semi truck, and that is going to be paired up with the SKS 301050 trailer, as well as the Walker DK 115 trailer. We have the Nova 330 harvester that's paired up with the Power Stream 500 grain header. We have our 1986 pickup truck. We have a Servo 25 plow. We have the Torino 3FX cultivator, the Maxima 3-till planter. We have the Breedall K105 fertilizer and lime spreader, as well as the Amazon ZATS 3200 fertilized spreader. We have a Howard XB150 front loader arm, and for the front loader, we have a universal bucket and the big bag lifter. Taking a look at our mods and DLCs, you will see that we do not have any custom vehicles or implements that are part of this map. As far as what we have here with our starting farm, we have our open chicken pasture, we have our food trough, we have our egg spawn point, and we have our chicken buy point. We put a total of 60 chickens in this area. And we have our farmhouse, and this is a custom farmhouse. Inside here, we do have a sleep trigger as well as a wardrobe trigger. So in the first bedroom, we have our sleep trigger. Between there, we have our bathroom, and then we have our second bedroom where we have our wardrobe trigger. We have a pooch on the map. Now, across the way from the starting farm, we do have 3 medium greenhouses. We do not own these greenhouses at the start. We can buy them for $5,000. And once we buy these greenhouses, we can use them or we can elect to sell them. We do have a decorative item here. We cannot sell this pavilion. We do have the ability to sell our fence here as well as the fence that is around the farmhouse. We can sell a farmhouse as well as the solar panel array, but what we cannot get rid of is the chicken coop. Up the hill here, we have our farm silo. So we have our dump point and a fill point inside. And then we have a nice area here to store some machinery. But the bulk of our machinery is actually stored over here on this hillside. So here we have our starting machinery as well as a fuel tank. And then this actually seems to be configured as a dealer trigger. So dealer triggers not only let you customize and repair, but also a dealer trigger is going to let you repaint as well as sell your items. As far as what things can be sold, we can sell all the sheds up here on this level, but there is a small pallet of decorative objects over here that we are stuck with. We can sell the farmhouse, we can sell the fence, but the chickens are going to remain. We can sell the silo off on the ridge over there. We can sell the greenhouses once we buy them. We can get rid of the fence without having to worry about that. And that pavilion is going to remain. So with respect to can the farms be customizable, we can customize a good portion of that, but not all of it. So we are going to be taking off a quarter point there with respect to farms being customizable. What is still going to remain isn't that impacted by being stuck here with it. Now we do have an interesting array of paintable ground textures and plants. So let's go ahead and take a look at our build mode. As one would expect with several required mods, we do have a listing of those here in sheds, as well as a couple listing in silos and farmhouses. As far as production goes, we do have standard production items, as well as standard sell points, greenhouses, orchards, and generators. Standard animal areas as well. And then when we get here to our landscape painting, this is where it starts getting interesting. So we have our animal mud. We then have another form of animal mud. We have asphalt. We have gravel. We have concrete. more gravel. We have dirt, more dirt, different shades of dirt, if you will. Textured dirt. Lots and lots of dirt. More of the same dirt. There we have our red dirt, forest ground, grasses, more grasses, even more grasses, gravel, rock, more rock, more animal mud, more animal mud, and you never can have yourself enough animal mud, so we might as well have 4 of those. We have kind of cobblestones, we have concrete plate, we have more rock, and then we have more concrete, and that's going to be it. Quite a list of various things. Then we have our standard plants, but then we do have some custom plants here as well. So we have forest bush, forest grass, regular grass, some more different types of grass. Whoa, that's bush. And oh my gosh, that's some big bush there. So that's what we got as far as our ground textures and animal plants. We got some kind of cracked dirt, lots of different shades of dirt. Cobblestones. This is kind of an interesting gravel for sure. We're going to see that later down at the lime area. And several different animal mud variants. Let's go back. We failed to take a look at our soil map, so let's go ahead and take a look at that now. On the few fields that we do have, this map is making use of the generic soil map that is with the Precision Farming mod. As you can see, most of the fields are going to be loamy sand, sandy loam, or loam. A little bit of silty clay in fields 5 and 6. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of altitude here. I don't think we're going to mess with the fly or the drive around portion of this video because, again, this map is fairly small. Everything I think we can get to without having to revisit on the driving portion. So we have our farm silo. We have the 3 greenhouses. And again, those are items that we can buy and then get rid of if we want or make use of those. In fact, this map has 10 production items built in. We have a dairy, an oil mill, bakery, 2 carpentry areas. We have a sawmill, 3 medium greenhouses, and a BGA. So with respect to production being built in or areas set aside for such, we are going to be giving the map a full point. We have our farm entrance. We have our road here. And all of the fields are up over here in this one general part of the map. Here we have our open cow pasture. Now, while we do not own this land yet, it does appear that we can actually make use of this cow pasture. 250 cows in total. We have our water trough. We have our food trough. We have our straw point. We have our milk point here under the tent. And then we have our slurry point there. Around the corner, we have that small viable farmland 26. That is the silage bunker. Now, I did try to sell the cow area. You cannot sell the cow area even if you own the land. Here we have a little structured forest. Then we start to come down here into our town area. This is kind of a sugar factory. And then in front of the sugar factory, we have our oil mill. Fairly standard oil mill. So we have our interactive icon. We have our dump point and pallet spawn points. And we have our carpentry, one of our carpentries. We have our bakery. We have our fuel point. We have our BGA, and if we buy the BGA land, we can sell the BGA. The only downside is these two buildings will remain, so they do not go away with the biogas plant. But I think we have a pretty decent pad here to build our own biogas plant out. We have our dairy over here to our right. Our main vehicle shop located right here. We will go ahead and lease the Mahindra. That way we can see where vehicles spawn at. So a kind of a little area there for our vehicles to spawn in at, given the size of this whole parking lot area. But again, we only have 9 fields on the map. So I don't really see us needing to buy some really big machinery anyway. That shouldn't be too big of a problem. We have our dealer trigger down here. Lovely marked out as well. Across the street from the dealer, we have our animal dealer and our animal dealer sell point. So we have our cow and chicken pasture. As we progress further, we have our our grocery store sell point. Here we have a grain sell point. We have another sell point below for our productions. And then tucked away inside of here, we have our stone crusher, as well as a sell point here at the kind of the stone area, the lime area, if you will. It's going to be labeled as the limestone Envira. Then we have our debris crusher. That is pretty much the map, right? Not a lot going on here. Everything as far as sell points and production is down here to the south. All the fields are kind of centered just south of your main starting farm. Then we have cows and chickens built in. So as far as our scoring goes, we're giving the map a full point with respect to production being built in because we have 10 production items built in. We are giving the map a full point with respect to being able to sell and customize our main props, animal outputs, production items. And then we also have black bean and millet as additional props. We are going to take off a quarter point with respect to farms being customizable because there are some things at the main farm that are permanently embedded in the map. We are going to be giving the map a full point with respect to buildings where appropriate are using the new texture technique and the ground textures as well. We've got a fair bit of new ground textures or custom ground textures included in the map. They all appear to be holding to that new texturing 3D technique. And with respect to triggers where appropriate are clearly marked, I do feel that those triggers are clearly marked. We did miss our sawmill here when we were looking around. We have our second carpentry located right here. Then we have our sawmill proper located here as well. So to that end, we're going to give the map a full point there as well. And that's going to give this map a total score of 4.75 out of 5. I know this map might not appeal to everyone, but from our scoring metric, it does appeal on several counts. And if you are looking for a South American feel, but really not looking to invest a lot of time in big, massive fields, then this map might just be what you're looking for. Let me know down in the comments below. And until next time, happy farming.